What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video by yours truly. I've been playing Etheria Restart pretty much nonstop for the past 48 hours. I've been having a great deal of fun with this game, and I think it's time I give you my first impressions. Now, that said, I understand some of you guys have some concerns about some of the elements in the game that you feel might be problematic on launch. I want to go over some of those at the end of the video, but for now, I just want to explain to you kind of what my feelings have been as I've been playing this game. I do understand that I'm in the honeymoon phase of a new gacha game, so I do understand that. I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can so that you guys could have a good idea of what that experience is going to be like when this game comes out on launch and what my real thoughts and opinions are. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what are the elements of Etheria Restart that I think you guys are going to find either appealing or maybe it's not for you? For me, the thing I've been enjoying the absolute most has been team development, character building, in particular the module and shell system. I love the variety of different modules. This is their armor and set system, by the way, and I love the variety of shells. This allows me to get to cooking with individual characters' prowess and kit, complexities, and go, oh, I think that will work well with that character. And then I go into the plethora of modes that they have in Etheria Restart, and I start testing these things out. For me, especially early on in the progressional stage of a gacha game, it's important that I have, or at least give off the illusion that there's a lot of different builds and variety of things to do so that I have motivation to even play the game and get through the game. And I think Etheria Restart has done a phenomenal job in its earlier progressional phases of the game in delivering that experience. Their Grim Pursuit mode is a boss mode that also is tied into you collecting the shells, which shells is a combination of not only your weapon, but also like your summoning, you can call it Pokemon, you can call it a mag from Phantasy Star Online, whatever layman term references you, that's what this thing is. It's a combination of a weapon and a like little Pokemon. And this thing is integrated into your build system as well as your combat experience. And so it's quite paramount to your overall build. What I like about it is they didn't just like hand this to you for free. You actually have to go through this entire like boss simulator, if you will. And then each one of these bosses is going to give a different type of these shells. Now, this mode, I'll admit, isn't the most difficult. It's okay, but honestly, you can clap pretty much everyone's cheeks. They have it in a kind of a time-gated fashion that ties into what level you are and how and what progressional phase of the mode that you're on. But I do like this system because at the end of the day, there's an RNG aspect of it too, because you might not get the particular set pieces on these shells that you need to get, I don't know, a whole set bonus. It's been pretty cool. But apart from that, there's also the threshold mode. One thing that I've noticed about turn-based games is when you go into armor building, set building, usually it's a brain dead experience in a lot of these games, to the point where you're just mindlessly doing these fights and there's no real enjoyment or strategy to the fights. It just becomes this whole like, okay, just beat my head up against this wall and then hopefully I get some good RNG rolls. Well, in my experience with Etheria Restart, and maybe it's because I'm in the earlier progressional phases, but if you look over here, there's a lot of freaking difficulties, boys. I mean, going down to Inferno, which is clearly going to be in-game max rarity gear. But I have been getting my teeth kicked in by these particular bosses because it requires strategy. It's not just a matter of, oh, match the element up against the element, right? It's not just water's weak to grass is weak to fire. It's also enemies have an extra 50% damage reduction effect. Oh, well, I don't want that on them. However, applying a control effect can temporarily remove that effect, thus allowing your team to defeat them more easier. This means, oh, let me go and find somebody who's got some CC. Oh, this guy reduces speed and resistance. And then this character right here, she's got a CC ability. I now have a motivation to develop some of these characters I otherwise would not develop. And if I don't develop them, then the fight's gonna be a lot more difficult. Etheria Restart has done a good job in that regard while also meeting the need of farming RNG every day and not making it tedious. But guess what? Let's say if you're well or somebody who's gotten to that phase of the game where you're still steamrolling everything, you then have the continuous auto battler simulator, which I also like. You click that bad boy and then put it in the background and go do something else. That's the other thing I like. I'm not forced to sit here and watch somebody or watch some tedious fight over and over and over again. they got the continuous battle for those people as well. Now, some of the other modes they have are just quite like, you know, traditional run-of-the-mill modes that you have in all gacha games. Investigation, this is just a mode where you just mindlessly farm experience to level up your characters. That's in pretty much every gacha game. GP Outpost, that's just the jargon for resource acquisition to level up skills of your characters. And depending on the element of the character, you're going to go to that corresponding element. Traditional stuff that you see in all gacha games. But this one right here is a really fun mode. Right now I'm on Doki Doki. It's pretty much like a boss battle mode, but not as much because the boss also has mobs next to him. So it's like a 5-man versus 5-man mode. And you come in here and you do a bit of a strategizing experience with this. In every single progressional level, you get summons, resources, you get like the rarity of mats that can ascend characters and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of strategy. Like they're level 60, bro. These people are way higher level than me. My highest level character is a 5-star level 29, right? So they're definitely a higher level than I am. But that's the cool thing about it, because then you pretty much have to strategize and figure out how to overcome. It's kind of like teaching you how to play the game. And for me, I'm one of those people where I need to run into a wall to learn the deeper aspects of a turn-based game or any game in that regard. I don't really learn how to play the game on a below surface level until I run into a part where I'm forced to get to cooking in my brain, if that makes sense. That's another aspect of Etheria Restart that I have come to appreciate. Also, while we're on this mode, you can even check the leaderboards and see where everyone else is currently too. So you can see the #1 person in the entirety of the servers is on Borgny hard mode, which I would scroll down, right? And I would go, okay, where the hell is Borgny at? Okay, so this is where these guys are at, and this is where I'm at. Now, I haven't really been trying to just full blown, you know, progress as hard as I can. I'm kind of trying to learn the aspects of all characters. That way I have a more overview of how everyone performs and I can make better guides. But it's still cool to have that knowledge available so that you can see how you're faring against, well, obviously either the most pay to win characters in the game or the most knowledgeable characters in the game. That's cool that they have that down there for your reference point. Now, the other mode they have is Phantom Theater mode. And this one is going to be the mode that's co-op, where you team up with 2 other teammates. And the idea of it is for you to go up against the wolf that best suits your account. Case in point, I have an account that has a water DPS and a fire DPS, but I don't have an account that has a green DPS, or I don't even know, would that be a wind element? I don't know what this element is over here. Regardless, green is good against blue. But if I don't have any green, like, you know, insane DPSs, I don't want to go up against the blue wolf because, well, I'm going to do the most damage against that wolf. And the idea here is to get the highest score possible so that you can get the best rewards possible. You see, a triple S is going to net you a lot of rewards. So you team up with 2 other teammates, you take on these wolves, you do the most damage possible, and boom, you get your gear. That's pretty much what it is. Honestly, I don't think there's anything crazy about the mode. It's okay. It's really more so if you got some wells that you're teaming up with, then you're obviously going to get triple S. If you got some bad kids you're teaming up with, well, then might be down here in the purple tier, man. It's all right. I think they could do a bit better with this mode. I think it needs a bit more cooking, but it's something else to do, if anything. Now, their union, which is going to be your guild mode. I just created one quite literally today. I just sent out a bat signal. In fact, we've got, oh, look at that. We've got a lot of people coming in. Let's go. I just sent out a bat signal. This is going to be the guild aspect of Etheria Restart. And I like it. It's got weekly quests for people to do. These weekly quests are going to be giving you resource acquisition. That's going to help with character progression. And then you get these, which is really important. This is how you like level up the star of your characters. Very important material there. That's inside of your guild, which is cool. You've got check-ins. Check-ins give you even more resources. And then you've got your task, Anchor Recon, Remaining Energy. This is like the union fight, right? A boss that you fight collectively with your union members that can also give you even more rewards. And then they've got the same thing as the co-op mode I mentioned before. You're going to be able to fight different elemental bosses. And obviously, collectively as a union, you do as much as you can to get the most rewards. But then they've got like a chat box as well. Welcome, welcome. In fact, this is really cool because I just now started this today, so I'm kind of taking this all in. Now, of course, when the beta wipes, I'm going to have to make this all over again. But the exciting thing is guilds are always cool because it's a way for you to obviously make friends online, create a community, and have a bunch of fun with your team and go up against other unions and kind of compete and stuff. But it's nice. I haven't seen this. This still says stay tuned, but we're going to be getting another mode for us to do as a union as well. This has been cool. I like this. Now, another thing that I've noticed with Etheria Restart is you have a ridiculous amount of starter tasks to do that simultaneously teach you how to play the game while also giving you a bunch of beginner rewards to give you that boost at the beginning. You know how gacha games all give you that boost at the beginning? Well, this is going to be called Hyperlink Charter, which is going to be right here. Every single one of these is tied into a system that's obviously important in Etheria Restart. This is going to be the beginner character that they give you, SSR, by the way. She's a fire DPS for free. And this is kind of, you may have seen this in gacha games before, where they give you tasks to do that are tied to leveling this character up, and then they give you the resources right back. It's kind of like saying, here, build this character up for completely free, just so you can have an SSR on your account for DPS purposes. And all you do is follow the tasks, and then they give you the things back. It's pretty nice. I like that. But apart from that, the module system, you have tasks for that. That's your armor system. And when you do those tasks, again, you get a crap ton of resources. You even get pulls, like that's 2 pulls right there. That's 2 pulls right there. That's 1 pull with a skill ascension. And then I'm on this one right here, 2 more pulls. You get a lot of resources that are tied to teaching you also at the same time how to play the game. And as your progression, you're just getting more rewards. Shell tuning, it's the same thing when you develop your shells. And then arena trials, which I haven't unlocked, that unlocks at level 25. But you want to make sure you're constantly checking over here, because there's a lot of times that you're going to run into running low on Etheria coin, and Etheria coin is tied to leveling up your modules. And it's not like, you know how in some games, a lot of currencies, you just end up having an overflow of it and it just becomes kind of like mundane, useless damn near. No, that's not the case in here, bro. This is very valuable. And I like that in games. I don't like when they over give you a currency to the point where it becomes useless. If anything, they ain't giving me enough of this goddamn Ethereum coin. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's so expensive leveling up your modules. In fact, I want to say they might need to nerf that a bit, because when you're leveling up these modules in here, it costs money, right? So it costs 11,000 for 1 level. I got 285,000, right? Now you think about that. That's just one freaking character going across this whole entire roster. If I want to develop them, you're going to be broke immediately. And so I would say that's one of the real complaints I have in Etheria Restart. They might have been too short with this dang currency right here. We need a bit more. You need to nerf how much it costs on the modules, I would say. Arena Realm. This has been a talk of the town. It's been very fun. I'll be honest. So they have Etheria, which is versus the AI. And honestly, all you do is you go to challenge and you find somebody you know you can beat. It's that simple, right? You find somebody you know you can beat. I look at this dude and I'm like, okay, he's got 4, a 3, a 4, and this is easy money. I would literally go up against this guy, free win, get my points up, and then you come over here to the shop, you trade that in for like all the resources. You can get some wishes, you can get ascension for characters leveling them up a star. This is insanely valuable. Or you can be like me, where I was broke as hell on this, so I traded in the resource for this, which I don't recommend doing. I really don't. That's only because it's the beta and I'm trying to push as much as I can. But they have it tied up pretty nicely to things you can get. Like you get a bunch of it too every time, and every day you get like 5 of these or 4 of these tokens, arena tickets. So that's the AI mode. You got Summit Arena. This is the RTA. This is madly addicting, I'll be honest. This is where you go up against other people. You pick your characters, and then you get to ban one of the characters, and then you go at it in real time. And it's all, man, it's so dependent on the speed stat. It's insane. Whoever goes the fastest pretty much wins. Usually that's how it works, but there's a ton. And this is something I think where people get like irritated with PvP, because there's a lot of pools tied into this mode's ranking system. A lot. 2 pools. First of all, iron rank is like nothing. Literally everybody in the game can get iron rank, right? But if you think about it, that's 3 pulls, 4, 5, 6, that's 7 pulls at iron rank. You get through bronze, it gets higher. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pulls, you get to silver. I mean, dude, that's a lot of pulls racking up on top of this currency. I think all free-to-play will be able to get to silver tier, right? Now, gold, platinum, diamond, master, mythic, I think it's like the average person, I'm talking about the like casual of casuals, probably not getting past gold. But if you think about it, that's pretty much all you need. That's a lot of pulls, you guys. I mean, you add all that up, dude, that looks like 40 freaking pulls off rip just from doing a PvP mode on a casual level. This has been one of the most like fun modes in the game for me. I know some people don't like PvP, but if you just go into it and just learn the mode and just chill, bro, it really ain't that bad, I promise, man. And then sometimes you go up against a lot of people who just don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's just free wins. Now, I've only played like a handful of times, I think like 10 times. So I'm not even ranked, but I've been having my fun, dude. And you can look at what's going on. Like you can go to battle report. Let me close this out. You can go to battle report right here. You can go to your battle records and you'll see defeat, defeat. I got victory, victory, defeat, victory, victory, victory. So like, you know, I'm having my fun with it, just learning the modes. I'm already gaining a bunch of insight with what works and what doesn't work and what to look out for. There's this freaking 4-star dude named Kraken. If he ults, he freezes your whole damn team and you're just cooked from there, bro. You just thawed you're still thawing by the time the battle's over with. But it's been a lot of great fun, and this is my first PvP game, so that's been cool to like experience. I haven't done Fearless Arena yet. I don't even know like what's going on here. Yeah, I haven't even done this one yet, but if I remember correctly, I think this is the tournament mode. So if you go into this, I believe you're just able to watch like, I think it's 8 versus 8 or 4 versus 4, something like that. But this has been something that I haven't even done yet. I do know the rough draft and overview of it, but I'll reserve my thoughts until then. But as you know, as you're watching this video about my my first impressions, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game, guys, and that's what I love. I'm just gonna come out and say it. That was what was missing in a lot of the other games that are in this space. Without trying to throw any of them under the bus, there's purpose for you to develop your teams and then shove them into a mode. It's not just build them up and then just there's only one mode you can use them on. No, there's actually a lot of them. I haven't even unlocked Ember Trek Ethernet Rally. They've got their events down here, the Cubic Game event. But the Cubic Game event is just an event for you to do and you collect extra resources. It's been all right. I'll be honest. That event's been for me. Next up, I want to talk to you guys about all the events they have going on, and then we'll end off with the summon system and what I think about that. There's some pros and cons to it. So event wise, we have Hyper Celebration. This is going to be their beginner's journey special pack. This is obviously for the spenders. They've got some deals in there that are actually pretty solid. And then when you spend any amount of money, first top up, and you get a free character, 10 pulls, 100,000, right? So they've got some pretty solid stuff going on in here. They've got skins here. And then I'll be honest, their monthly supply card is pretty impressive, because their monthly supply card, I want to go over here to show it to you. You get 300 immediately upon purchase, and their currency in this game, 100 of it equals a pull straight up. So daily rewards for their $5 pass is literally a pull, and then you get 3 pulls off rip because they give you 300, kind of standard. Then on top of that, you get 10% increased value in all currency acquisition. That money, and I'll tell you, that money is ridiculous in here. And then your stamina cap gets plus 20. So they're really trying to push this $5 purchase price. And you know what? That's great. That is a competitive advantage over any other $5 memberships I've seen out there. That's insane. That's pretty nice. They've also got some insane value packs. $1 equals 10 pulls 2 times. And you can browse through here. So I like all that stuff. Again, there's some pros and cons, and I will touch up on them. But they've also got the purchase rebate, where you get 200% of the money you spend during the beta back when the game launches. And it's in the form of a voucher that allows you to expend that voucher however you choose to spend it, on the top-up shop, on the value packs, whatever you want to do with it. So that's nice. They've got festive rewards that compounds on top of that money. It gives you even more rewards depending on how much you spend. Pretty much you'll get all of this in here. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of Gamba on a freaking consumable. It says you have guaranteed to summon an SR or SSR. I'm not a fan of this at all. Like, brother, you better give me my damn SSR. If I get an SR, I'm pissed. So there's that. Animus Reconfigure is actually a really cool perk. Basically, let's say you built up some character that you think is cheeks and they're not performing to how you like to perform. You can reconfigure, set them back to level 1, and get all your resources back from that character. Everything you invested into them, which is cool. And you have 5 attempts to do so. So I thought that was awesome. I ain't never seen that before. Candy Party is some little event where you're able to just roll and get free rewards. It's integrated into all the things you're going to be doing, and you're going to get a lot of pulls and stuff like that, like free little materials. Competition, I don't know what you just watch that and get something, I guess. The 7-day check-in in this game is actually insane. Once again, 7-day check-ins in a lot of the other games, it's like one pull, it's like 10 pulls in total. In this, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 pulls in a 7-day live span. Task progress, you get more stuff. You get a skin. I love when games have skins on launch. Yeah, so you get your skin at the end of this. More pulls. Look, I've been 3, 6, 9, 12. 7-day commission. You get a free SSR character who's also a sustainer that you are absolutely going to need. So that's really nice. And then you just knock out the task. Pretty straightforward there, right? And at the end of it, and then there's a phase 2. What? I didn't know there was a phase 2. You get another SSR, this dude. That's insane. I didn't know that. Sorry, that wasn't even supposed to be in the video. I wasn't expecting that. I genuinely wasn't expecting that. I didn't know if phase 2 was another SSR. What the fuck? That's crazy. Growth boost. You get a drippy skin for that boy. I think his name is Gray. You get this. This is freaking huge to get your SSR to 6 level stars. And you get more pulls, more currency. Very nice. There's a lot of stuff, guys. As you can see, keep in mind, 100 equals 1 summon. So 1, 2, like they just be throwing pulls at you. I haven't even got all this stuff yet. Skin. As you can see, the game has a very solid launch. Now we got to get into the point of contention here, though. Hold up. Let me check my union members real quick. I think I got more people requesting to join. Holy brother, we are chilling. All right. How many we got? 22 out of 30 now, man. Looking good there. Let's get into it, man. The summon system. So the cool thing about this summon system is any limited banner characters that hit Etheria Restart, you will have a banner where obviously you can acquire that limited banner character, and it's 100% guaranteed. Remember, there's no gamba in here. You get your characters 100% once the pity hits. You can't get the pity early. So once their banner expires, the limited character, they then go in to the standard banner. So even when their banner expires, you still have a chance to get them amongst all the other characters that you can get in the standard banner. So that's pretty cool. Very positive. Honestly, I like that. But on top of that, the standard banner system also has the light and dark characters. And these characters are fucking insane. Messiah, Doki Doki, Heinrich, and Lily are all god tier characters right now, meta characters, and you can get them in the standard banner, which means if you want to re-roll when the game launches to try to acquire like 2 of them to set your account up, yeah, I strongly recommend that because they can be acquired. In fact, I got Heinrich from this standard banner, and honestly, I do want to show that off real quick just to give you guys an idea. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SSR characters. I've already done over, I believe, 200 and something pulls. If you come over here to the summon record, if I continue going, it's up to like 40 something pages. Yeah, I'm not even going to go all the way over there. Just take my word. You guys know I won't bullshit you. There's like 43 pages, somewhere around there. And then keep in mind, I have 59 pulls up here. So we're sitting at about 200 and something pulls, plus another 60 right here that I haven't done yet, plus all that shit I was just showing you. The game has a lot of pulls, but there's one glaring problem. We got to address the elephant in the room. The light and dark banners, okay? These light and dark banners are clearly where they're trying to make their money. And don't get me wrong, with everything that I've just shown you, I get that you need to make your money somewhere. But damn it, I'm just gonna shoot it straight to you guys. This is a bit too expensive. Y'all are a little bit too ambitious, put it nicely. This costs 100, which is insanely cheap. This costs 100, which is insanely cheap. This costs 300. Now, if you do the math here, the problem with this is 21 pulls after the top up has gone by is $100 on this banner, and the pity on this banner is 100 summons. 21 pulls equaling $100. That's a bit much. Listen, guys, I understand that this game is so free to play friendly in a number of aspects, but we can't just brush that one under the rug because we don't know how aggressive the scheduling in the future is going to be with these light and dark characters, how prevalent they're going to be in the metas of this game. And so the question then becomes, if that happens and everything is pointing in the light and dark character direction, that's severe. This all of a sudden free to play friendly game becomes insanely power creep hungry. And I'm sorry, I don't put my trust in gacha companies. I don't trust that you guys are going to do the right thing here. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works in business. And so I think 300 is too high. I think 200 should be the price point. I get that it has to be higher. It can't be 100. That's just ridiculous. 200, much more accessible, not as crazy, and then still puts that tier of value above. Now, you guys can do what y'all want to do. All right. I'm only giving that advice out to you, developers and publisher. But if you keep it at 300, I can't even summon on this banner unless I have this resource, which is insanely finite. You can't get this resource in a lot of places. You get it from one PvP mode and you can only get like 5 of them. And then you get like, I don't know, another 5 somewhere else. And then that's like pretty much it. The rest, either purchase from the shop or I don't know how the hell you get them. Like, it's insanely rare, and you can't pull on this banner. And this is the only banner where you will literally only acquire the light and dark characters. You can only get them. And hopefully you don't get Sonya because she's the only one that's not all that right now. She's a dot character. But the question becomes, how expensive can this game become? And so if you were to reduce the 300 down to the 200, I think you guys are still going to kill it. I think whales, dolphins, and budget players are still going to pull. 300 though, you might be missing out on a potential market capture. You might be deterring some people. Then they're going to go and talk crap about your game because of this. Because that's just how they are. They're petty in this space. And so I think it's worth considering that you make this a bit more accessible. I understand the idea of this. I really do. Because you have a chance of getting them inside of the standard banner, because you're also doing this where you're able to get a limited character like right here. It makes sense, right? You don't want to just give these light and dark characters. Why the hell would anybody pull on the other banners over there if they have such a high chance of getting them on this banner? I get that idea, and I think it's good. But this is too expensive. It is. It's too expensive, man. 300 is just ridiculous. I'm never summoning on this guy. It's too much. So yeah, I understand everybody's discontent. I know it's been a talk of the town in the community, and I completely hear you guys. I do. At the end of the day, hey man, we'll see what happens on launch. That's the only real nag I have of Etheria Restart. That's it. It's just this. Everything else looks great. Everything looks great with this game, guys. I'm serious. I've been freaking loving it. I think the music can be improved upon too. That's the other gripe. The light and dark banner, too expensive, and then the music is meh. It's so meh. The story seems pretty generic. I don't really care for the story. I'm not playing this game for the story, if I'm being honest. These are all the criticisms at the end. Y'all know me. I'm gonna shoot it straight. I don't care. Don't care if I'm partnered up with Etheria Restart for the next 3 months. We gotta call the things out because we want a good game with good bones and a foundation to thrive in the longevity. And we can't do that if we don't point out the things we have concerns of. And so that's going to wrap up my thoughts of Etheria Restart during the beta. I'm going to be playing it, honestly, every single day. I'm pretty addicted. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am. I'm addicted. I love this game. It's not perfect in here, there, and, right there, but oh man, it's solid in a number of ways. The progressional system has truly been a joy, especially coming from HSR. That's going to wrap up this. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Peace, love, and happiness, and good laughs. Catch you guys on the flip side.